Stephen Thomas joins us live from State Parliament House. Stephen, were there any big surprises in this year's finances?
Most of what was in the budget papers, Nat, was announced in the lead-up to today. The pressure was on Roger Cook and Rita Saffioti for their first budget to not only deliver another multi-billion-dollar surplus we've come to expect from Labor, but also use the state's riches in a meaningful way to provide some cost-of-living relief. Now, households will receive another power credit, and there are changes to stamp duty for first home buyers. Now, those changes are the first in 10 years. Here's a breakdown of the numbers.
Rita Saffioti's first budget, a delicate balancing act, a $3.2 billion surplus with relief for families. Net debt is expected to be lower than forecast at $28.6 billion.
This budget is an investment in WA's future prosperity, and this budget is about doing what's right for WA.
The books contain $762 million worth of cost of living measures. WA households and small businesses set for another $400 power bill credit, once again rolled out in two stages. The first half in July, the second from December.
My government is providing supports for families, for seniors, for tradies, for renters. In fact, this budget delivers for every Western Australian.
Household charges will fall 2%, mainly due to a drop in public transport fares, but water and power charges will increase. Also on the way down in WA, inflation, below the national average in March at 3.4%, forecast to fall to 3% next year.
Of course, housing costs continue to be a strong contributor to CPI. And that's why a lot of focus is being placed on boosting housing supply.
As the state grapples with a record low rental vacancy rate, the government's encouraging more first home buyers. Stamp duty exemption and concession limits will be raised, with no tax paid on homes up to $450,000. Those buying a $530,000 home will save around $7,000.
What we've seen is that this Treasurer might be her first budget has failed to actually take on any new ideas.
We've had Coldplay, WWE and major football games, but the state government is determined to market WA as the event capital of Southeast Asia. $77.5 million allocated to secure more blockbusters.
This is truly a Western Australian budget. It is bold and ambitious. It builds on our economic success. It celebrates our natural environment and it enhances our quality of life.
The Premier, Roger Cook, joins me now. Firstly, we've got to talk about Metronet. The price tag just seems to keep going up. We had $2 billion worth of cost escalations last year, another $700 million in this budget. Is it sort of a case now of just complete the project at all cost?
Well, Metronet is at the delivery phase, but it's much bigger than when we originally envisaged it. So we've got rid of an extra 11 crossings. We've got 5 new train stations we're building, and we're tripling the number of rail cars which we're building here in Western Australia. In addition to that, some of the key inputs have grown by as much as 60% in terms of as an average across the cost inputs. So there are challenges around Metronet, but it's going to transform the way we move, connect, and operate inside the city.
Is that $700 million it then?
Well, we'll continue to make sure that we manage those projects as carefully as possible. But what we can promise is a transformative public transport system which will completely recreate the way we move and connect in the city.
On those power credits, the RBA we've seen this week has held interest rates again for now. How confident are you that another hit of power bill relief won't drive up inflation?
Well, the advice we have from Treasury is that these will be non-inflationary. In particular, with 2 aspects of it. One, it's a credit, not a cash-in-hand bonus, but also we've spread it through the year. So what it would be doing is assisting households with their household budgets, and that's the key focus here. We know Western Australia, many people have got great jobs and the economy's going really well, but there's still people doing it tough, and we want to make sure that we assist those people.
And just on public sector wages, since you removed that cap, unions have lined up for their slice. Are you concerned about any further industrial action or blowing out on that $2.8 billion you've got set aside for negotiations?
As you say, we've set aside $2.8 billion and the unions have asked us to negotiate around key features. Obviously, the wages is a component of that, but they also want to talk about conditions and supports for them in the workplace. And that's the great opportunity we have with our new wages policy settings, is that we can really put together important agreements which meet the needs of those particular workers.
Premier, thank you for your time.
Thank you.